Aaron's on the line in Pennsylvania. Hello, Aaron.
Hey Ian, how are you?
Hey, Daryl's
Daryl.
here too. Go ahead.
You guys were talking a little bit ago about forced medication,
Yes, go for it.
and I had an experience with that, I guess, as a child. When I was in second grade, I was diagnosed with ADHD and put on a Ritalin regimen, and was on it for a lot of my life
Oh,
until
wow.
in college. Actually, the I spoke to a psychiatrist because I was having so much trouble with it, and he diagnosed me as acquiring a bipolar disorder,
Hmm.
because the Ritalin would cause me to go in cycles. Anyway, the so then I have an 8-year-old son now who was experiencing trouble in school where they tried to push this onto him, and
Oh, my.
we wouldn't have anything to do with it. And it got to the point where the school actually wanted to send somebody to our house to investigate.
Whoa.
Yeah, they actually asked permission if they could send a child services worker of some kind over to
And
find out
you
what.
said what?
Fortunately, I was a Free Talk Live listener at that point. I had just found this show like 6 months earlier, and I said no. I said, well, we're gonna handle this. We have someone. I made up a story, I guess, like we're gonna have them see so and so, and they let it go, and then we moved in the next 6 months after that to another out of state.
Crazy.
But but they will push this stuff,
I think it's
and
really scary, man. I mean, were your parents sorry for putting you on that stuff back in the day?
my mom and my dad were on opposite ends about it, and today they both apologize.
Hmm.
Um, in college, I actually started to abuse it slightly because it would cause me to lack sleep, and then when I was sleep deprived, I would crash.
Hmm.
And usually it was about finals time that I would crash, and the one time I abused it, I guess I would say, and I had I guess what they call dissociative personality disorder, where my brain split into like four people.
Oh,
Whoa. Now, when that happens, were you aware of it?
Who I was became less certain. So there was four people with four separate names, different handwriting, different speech. Um, and I would argue with myself. Like, you kind of think things over normally by yourself when
Yep.
you have your wits about you. But this was like a fight in my head. And there was James, Harold, Nora, and Aaron, and they were just at each other trying to decide everything, and it was a democracy. So
No, this was when you were sleep deprived, or wait, when was this happening to you?
so I had reached the end of one of my cycles of being sleep deprived, and then I overdosed on Ritalin, taking about 4 times the normal amount,
Mm.
and trying to stay awake to study for finals and
How many
everything.
hours have had you gone without being asleep at that point?
Oh shoot, I'd probably I'd probably done a 36-hour stretch, and then I had like passed out, I think, for 2 to 4 hours, and then
Mm-hmm.
over the course of the week, maybe I had accumulated 6 hours during a week.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're gonna start hearing voices. You're gonna start split personalities. It makes
yeah.
total sense to me. I mean, I've never been crazier than when I was sleep deprived. It was the most profound insanity that I can't even describe.
Oh, yeah. How long were you awake?
For a few days. I mean, it started to go real bad probably like 3 or 4 days into it. So yeah, I can see that being without 6 hours of sleep for an entire week would be very, very taxing. That's scary
Yeah.
stuff, man. How did you get out of it? You just went to sleep and then things were okay, or what happened?
No, actually, once I stopped taking it, or well, once I stopped overdosing, I started getting semi-regular sleep again.
Hmm.
I didn't really recover for a couple of weeks or maybe a month until like I really just stopped taking the Ritalin altogether. Once I fell back to a normal sleeping pattern for a couple of weeks, they kind of faded away. It was
Do you still have visits with the voices? Have they come back at any point?
I actually decided at that point that I was never going to take Ritalin again,
Yeah.
and actually that's when my life completely came back together.
Wow.
After about 6 months, I got into graduate school. My grades shot up to all A's and B's, a
Amazing.
3.7 GPA. I got a master's and a full-time job.
Congratulations, Aaron. Thanks for sharing your story tonight. It's been great. I appreciate hearing from you. And again, thanks for doing that.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.